Like, he's had a really, really bad record when it comes to civil rights, criminal justice, stuff like that. And Kamala very, very effectively called him out on it on the first debate night with, obviously, the very memorable clip. There was a girl that was taken to school one day on a bus, busing and busing changed her life. That little girl was me. And, of course, had the shirts printed 2 seconds after, but that's beside the point. But the point is she did effectively call him out on that, and that was probably the best moment of her campaign because it was very effective, and it was, most importantly, it was true. It was true. Of course, she backed down on it the next day after the press got a little mad at her, and she kind of got a little bit of backlash for it. But this kind of political dynamic now, and of course the fact that she is considered to be, and most likely will be, Joe Biden's VP pick, she is now, of course, saving a bunch of face on this because she's asked here a great question by Stephen Colbert, and look how she's going to respond. And again, just get ready. I may have to just ugh. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I did not realize I did not have the sound on there. My bad.
Let's say partnerships. Because in those debates, you landed haymakers on Joe Biden. I mean, his teeth were like chiclets all over the stage. And now I believe you that you're fully supportive of him. How does that transition happen? How do you go from being such a passionate opponent on such bedrock principles for you? And
again, that's where she's wrong. I don't think she has really bedrock principles. But the main part of this is, like, that is a very important point. Like, this is something that probably a lot of people wonder because, like, Democratic base voters, MSNBC types, Stephen Colbert types, the types that tune into Stephen Colbert's show every night to watch him call Trump gay with Putin, like, you got to assume they at least have some brain, some collective memory to remember back to about a year ago when she was just roasting the crap out of Biden every which way. But now, like, it's a little different. It's a little different. Like, things have changed. And I think it's a very, very good question to ask.
And now, you guys seem to be pals.
It was a debate.
Not everybody landed punches like you did, though.
It was a debate.
So you don't mean it?
It was a debate. That the whole reason, literally, it was a debate. It was called a debate.
I understand.
Everyone traveled to the debate. There were journalists there covering the debate where there would be a debate of differences of opinion and issues. Okay. I am 1,000% supportive of Joe Biden, and I will, again, do everything I can to make sure he is elected.
I 100% believe you. I was just asking the transition after the debate, perhaps back to the hand.
Guys. Was it a debate? Like, that has to be the fakest laugh, B, the most, like, disconcerting laugh. It was a debate. Like, I mean, again, like, she's obviously not the first politician to ever have, like, a fake laugh like that, but, like, again, what she's saying here, it's not really about the laugh, it's about the fact that she was like, was this stuff that you meant, like, the things that you said, like, did you not mean them? Were you saying them for show? Like, this is what people hate right here about politicians. They don't mean half the stuff they say, and even if they do mean it at the time, they act like they didn't mean it then for political purposes later. Like, that's what she's doing right here. It's really kind of, it's an awful look. And by the way, I think it would be a foolish pick to have Kamala because, of course, she is Kamala. She has an awful record on criminal justice. Even as a black woman, she was a prosecutor. She prosecuted, like, truant kids very, very aggressively. So, yeah, she has that history. It's a very dark history. And will that play into her will that factor into her getting selected as a VP pick? Almost certainly not. That shouldn't matter. But still, it's just nice to know that Kamala Harris doesn't mean half the things she says. Like, when she actually calls someone out and actually like pushes hard on an issue, it's good to know. She doesn't mean it because, of course, it was a debate. The next time we see Kamala Harris, maybe she's going to run for president again in 2024, 2028. If she's in a debate, I guess we can now, like, someone should really ask her, like, if she does ever run again, if she's ever in a debate now, should we discount everything you say because you said before that what you said in the debate didn't really matter and it wasn't relevant now? Like, what changed? I know what changed. You wanted more power. You saw the opportunity, and you changed your positions to try and get it. Just that simple. All right, so yeah, that is just some of what we have going on for you there. Kamala Harris, guys, not very good. Not good at all. All right, so this you may have heard a little bit about recently, like in the MSNBC sphere, this story about Trump, Russia, and collecting bounties has been tearing up the MSNBC, New York Times kind of airwaves, I guess you could say. So, what is this about? Who's pushing it? Why are they pushing it? And what are the motives behind it? And is it true? Is it legit? I now do want to get into a little bit of a deep dive into this story and explaining kind of my read on the situation and what that is. Welcome everybody to today's video. My name is Spencer Walsh. Today we're going to be having a little bit of a very fun stream for you. Of course, before we start though, I just want to say, if you ever want to go follow me at SBW272, please feel free to do so. But today we're going to be talking about the Lincoln Project. And what is the Lincoln Project? It is a big group. As we're going to put this is the main topic, the awful never Trumpers behind the Lincoln Project. That's what we're going to be talking about today, and why not everybody who opposes Trump, folks, they're not all good. There are some very, very bad people. In fact, some people in the Lincoln Project, well, they are among said people, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, I think that's very, very important to remember, and very important to say, because you think very, very often like, oh, well, you just got some of the best, some just good people. They're just trying to do their best. They're trying to stop Trump. Like, there's nothing wrong with stopping Trump. And you see these guys a lot on MSNBC. If you have like some kind of maybe Republican parents, or sorry, MSNBC loving parents, like or if you watch MSNBC in the past, you will, for all intents and purposes, you will have seen these people before. So here we go. Let's introduce to you. This is, again, want to take another moment, of course, to shout out the Discourse blog, which has been absolutely great, and you should go check them out. They're doing a whole subscription sale soon, so you should, of course, support them with that. But this is how we're going to be getting our information today. And we're going to be talking about it with the Lincoln Project. So, yeah, Jack Merkerson with a piece here. There's a lot going on right now, but I can't get this tweet out of my head. He writes, I thought we were just a few more weeks away from the president tweeting white power, but I guess that's what happens when you get caught letting Putin kill our soldiers. Look at all those retweets there. 42,746 retweets, 150,795 likes. So it's not the first part, really, that's the big problem with it. Of course, Trump did tweet a video of white power, someone saying white power at the Florida retirement home / golf club, the Villages. So they do, he's right about that there. But the problem is, I guess that's what happens when you get away with, when you get caught with letting Putin kill our soldiers. And of course that refers to a story from the New York Times that we're going to get into momentarily. So Jack Merkerson writes, I've sort of vaguely been aware of the Lincoln Project before this week. It's a group by about 8 of the 20 hashtag Never Trump Republicans still alive and kicking, and its mission is to defeat Donald Trump in the name of true conservatism or honor. In short, they're kind of the exact kind of Republicans that Uncle Joe Biden has been dying to find and dying to please, so he doesn't have to like push for any left-wing policies, right? Like that is something that we have a pretty good idea of. They say that our mission, defeat President Trump and Trumpism at the ballot box. We do not undertake this task lightly, nor from ideological preferences. Our many policy differences with National Democrats remain. However, the priority for all patriotic Americans must be a shared fidelity to the Constitution and commitment to defeat everybody, regardless of party. Looks like I'm getting some rain here. Yeah, so of course it's a painting. Really, it's just a logical endpoint of the hollowed out, ideologically empty resistance which welcomed these Republicans with open arms so long as they were dunking on Trump every hour on MSNBC and CNN too, by the way. They're both very, like, you may have seen people, I think probably the biggest people are like Rick Wilson, Steve Schmidt, all these people who have been going on, like former Republican operatives, like mostly of the George Bush, kind of John McCain vintage, who said, enough is enough. We need back a respectable, honorable type of republicanism. And of course, I think it can't be more clear that type of republicanism is dead and gone. And those people, like these people, are dead and gone from the face of politics. But just the fact that they have so much money really helps them in a big way. So, yeah, the Lincoln Project carried along in the background for me until I started seeing lots of worse videos on my liberals out there. They started sharing these videos, often with the comment like devastating. These videos usually go heavy on the maudlin, patriotic, have you no decency, sir, themes, like this one about how Trump is betraying the troops. So, yeah, this is an ad here from the Lincoln Project that has been hitting the rounds with a bunch of people, the Neurotandonites, people being like, that is a big own on the president, sir. Like, thank you very much. Like, that is the kind of stuff that we need to defeat President Donald Trump. So, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this ad. So we're going to Twitter now. Awesome. Here we go.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
So we're getting a Cold War callback.
In 1941, America's leaders asked a generation to go to war, to build an arsenal for democracy.
And as you can see, this is like they're already glorifying it. This is something that we will talk about more in future. Like they love glorifying war as like the best thing anybody can ever do. And these are obviously neocons. They're very pro-war people. Bill Kristol, how can I forget? Bill Kristol, probably one of the biggest, editor, whatever, the Weekly Standard, probably one of the biggest proponents of the Iraq War. All these people, deep Iraq War supporters, so people who just want America to be in a state of endless war, bombing everyone and asserting their excellence, quote unquote, all over the world. So, yeah, just saying, always the best to have people like these coming out like this, like Trump having these people come out against him. I think makes normal people like Trump more. Okay.
Build an arsenal for democracy. They did nothing less than save the world.
Yeah,
it didn't
cool.
come easy.
Woohoo!
It didn't come quickly. And it didn't come without great sacrifice.
Yes.
America will again and soon be open for business. We cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself. We're not going to let the cure be worse than the problem.
Haven't we asked enough of the greatest generation? The Lincoln Project is responsible for the content of this advertising.
That's not even a very good one, in my opinion. Like, this doesn't nail Trump with the... Just like, yeah, you asked people to come back, like, too soon, I guess. Like, you shouldn't have done that. Like, that was bad of you to do. But, yeah, so that kind of just shows you a little bit of, like, the have you no decency, sir, kind of rhetoric that, like, this is you've gone beyond the, like, respectable, boundaries of what should be in terms of decorum. Like, that's what they like to say to Trump, because of course Trump, like, he always knows when to draw the line when to decorum. If one thing that really concerns him is decorum and how things look. That's what we know about Donald Trump. Like, come on. Yeah, but like any good member of the resistance, what really gets the Lincoln Project going is Putin, obviously, because these people have no ideology other than like Trump bad. They have no positive vision for the world, and they just want to really stoke global agitation. So, this past weekend, the New York Times reported that Russia had paid Afghan militias to target U.S. troops, and that Trump knew about it, and the Lincoln Project, of course, lost its damn mind. So yeah, this is of course the story here that we could pull up for you. Pretty much saying that American intelligence officials have concluded that a Russian military intelligence unit secretly offered bounties to Taliban